So today we're taking a deep dive into AI art,
Oh, yeah.
and I am so excited for this one.
Yeah, this is going to be fun.
It's like art and tech had a baby,
Uh-huh.
and now everybody wants to hold the baby.
Right. It's exploding right now.
Yeah, you've probably seen some of these crazy images online, and we're going to break down not just how they look, but how they're made.
Yeah, and what's really cool is that AI art, it's not just about recreating what we see in the world like a photo.
Right.
It can create completely new things, new ideas.
Yeah, so before we get lost in this world of digital masterpieces,
Yeah.
let's take a step back.
Yeah.
How does AI even make art?
So imagine a computer and you feed it tons and tons of images, like everything you can imagine, from classic paintings to photos of your cat. This is how AI learns. It studies these data sets, these images, and starts to recognize patterns.
So it's not just copying, it's like understanding the essence of the image.
Exactly, like what makes a painting or a photo. And then when you give it words like a text prompt, you say, I want a cat wearing a monocle, riding a unicycle in the style of a Renaissance tapestry.
Okay.
And it uses all that knowledge to create something new, something based on your description.
Wait, so how does it translate words into an image?
Yeah, it's like magic, but it's not magic.
Uh-huh.
These AI models, they use these things called neural networks.
Okay.
It's like a brain, but for a computer, they process information in layers, each one looking for different features and patterns.
Whoa.
Yeah, and these networks are able to connect words and concepts to visual elements to make the image.
So the style of the art really depends on the words you use.
Absolutely. Your words are like the paintbrush, and the AI is the canvas you guide it to make a specific look.
So like if I said watercolor versus photorealistic.
Yeah, you'd get totally different results.
Okay, this is already blowing my mind, and we haven't even gotten to specific art styles yet.
I know, right?
So what are some of the ways people are using AI to make art?
Well, one of the first things people tried was mimicking traditional art, like watercolor and oil painting, charcoal even.
Wow.
And AI can make images that look just like the real thing, a delicate watercolor landscape or a charcoal portrait, all from typing in a few words.
Hold on, so I could basically ask AI to paint me like one of those French girls.
Yeah, pretty much.
So does it actually understand what a watercolor is or just what it looks like?
It's more about the visual patterns than the actual process. So it's learned what a watercolor looks like from seeing so many examples.
So it's like a super art forger, but it makes new art instead of copying old art.
Exactly. And you're not limited to just recreating what's already been done.
Uh-huh.
You can blend styles, add different things together, and come up with totally new concepts.
Okay, so we've covered classic art. What else can AI do?
This is where it gets fun. AI can generate images made of crazy materials, things you'd never find in an art studio.
Ooh, like what? Give me an example.
Okay, imagine a pineapple, but instead of fruit, it's made of crystals.
Yeah.
Or the letter B, but it's made of bubbles, like iridescent floating bubbles.
It's like a dream.
It is AI. Art is about pushing those boundaries, taking things that aren't possible in the real world and making them visual.
So cool, but what about photography? Can AI do that too?
Oh, yeah, definitely AI can make different photography styles.
Oh.
Remember how we talked about visual language?
Right.
Well, that includes things like bokeh for blurry backgrounds or low shutter speed to make motion blur.
Wait, so I could get those artsy photos without even using a camera?
You got it. It's like having all the photo tools in the world right inside the AI.
And you just use words?
Exactly. And you can control things like lighting, too.
Lighting.
Like studio lighting AI can simulate all kinds of lighting, candlelight spotlights, all controlled with words.
Wow, so I could have a picture of my dog, but with like heroic backlighting.
Exactly. And you can even say, I want golden hour lighting for that romantic look, or neon lighting to make it futuristic.
This is incredible.
Yep.
I'm already thinking of so many ideas, a still life with moonlight or a city glowing with neon.
You're getting it. And we haven't even talked about color palettes yet.
Oh yeah, color is so important in art. It sets the mood. It's like another language.
And with AI art, you can use color in a really specific way. Think about the calmness of blues and greens or the vibrancy of jewel tones.
Okay, I'm officially overwhelmed by all this.
Me too.
I feel like we've only scratched the surface here.
Yeah, there's so much more to explore. It's really amazing what AI is doing for art. But let's switch gears a bit.
Okay.
Let's talk about how AI is kind of blurring the lines between digital and traditional art.
Yeah, this is something I've been thinking about.
Yeah.
All those classic art movements we learned about, Impressionism, minimalism, all that. Do they even matter anymore with AI?
Oh, they definitely still matter. In fact, AI can even create art that looks like it came from a specific time period or culture.
Really?
Like imagine a painting that has the brushstrokes of Monet or the shapes of a Mondrian painting, but it was made by AI.
Whoa, so you're saying I could have an AI painting in my house that looks like it belongs in a museum?
Exactly. It's like time traveling through art history. These art movements give us a way to understand different approaches to art, whether it's traditional or made with AI.
So even though AI is new, it's still connected to all that art history.
Right. And it's not like AI is reading art books to learn these styles. It's about pattern recognition.
Ah,
Remember all those images the AI learns from?
yeah, the data sets.
Right? They include tons of examples from all different periods and movements. So the AI learns to recognize the visual traits of each style.
So like if I type in a still life in the style of Van Gogh, the AI knows to use those swirly brushstrokes and bright colors.
Exactly. And it can even mix different styles together, like a portrait that's both realistic, like a Renaissance painting, but also abstract, like Cubism.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
But let's get specific. Our sources mention Chinese painting is a really interesting example. What makes that style unique?
Chinese painting is really interesting because it's about more than just what you see. It's about capturing the feeling or essence of a scene, what they call spirit resonance.
That sounds pretty deep. Can AI really understand something like that?
That's a big question. It's pushing the limits of what AI can do. While AI might not feel emotions, it can learn to see the visual cues that we connect with those emotions.
Okay, I see.
Like think about a landscape painting, the way the artist uses brush strokes and colors to create a sense of peace or excitement. AI can analyze those things and try to recreate them.
So it's like learning the visual language of emotion.
Exactly. But Chinese painting also has these really specific techniques like calligraphy and detailed brushstrokes.
Yeah, those are incredible.
Yeah.
Can AI really copy something that's so connected to human expression?
That's a tough one, and that's where people really start to debate about AI art. Some say real art needs human intention and feeling something AI can't do. Others think AI can be expressive in its own way, even if it's different.
It's like we're redefining what it means to be an artist in the age of AI.
Exactly. And that leads to so many interesting questions. If AI can copy human styles so well, what does that say about creativity itself? Is it just technique, or is there something more, something human that AI can't ever capture?
These are the questions that keep me up at night. But let's get back to reality for a second.
Mhm.
What does all this mean for someone who just likes art but isn't an artist themselves?
AI art is a cool way for everyone to experience art in a new way. Whether you're just looking at AI art or trying out the tools yourself, it's a chance to see what art can be and how it's made.
Maybe it'll even inspire people to make their own art.
Absolutely. AI art can open up a whole world of creativity, and it's open to everyone.
I love that idea, AI as a way to boost human creativity.
Yeah.
But before we go too far, I want to come back to something we talked about before, AI blurring the lines between digital and traditional art. What do you think will happen to those lines in the future?
That's a great question. I think those lines are going to keep getting blurrier. We're already seeing artists using traditional and AI techniques together in their work.
So it's not about AI replacing artists, but becoming another tool they can use.
Exactly. It's about expanding the possibilities for making art.
I can imagine artists using AI to come up with ideas or try out styles or even create whole worlds in the computer that they can explore.
Yeah, and we're seeing artists using AI to make immersive installations and interactive experiences that blend the real and digital worlds.
This is mind-blowing.
It is. And the most important thing to remember is AI art is still so new. We're only starting to see what it can do. Who knows what amazing things we'll see in the years to come?
It's like we went on a field trip through the entire history of art.
I know, right?
From those classic painting styles to like crazy materials we talked about, and even Chinese art.
Huh.
AI is really changing things up.
What I find really interesting is how AI is making art more accessible.
Right.
It's not just for people who went to art school or have expensive supplies. Anyone with a computer can use these tools and experiment with different ideas.
It's like AI is breaking down the walls and saying everyone's invited to be creative.
I like that.
But it's not just about making pretty pictures, right? What else can we use AI art for besides making cool images?
Yeah, it's definitely more than just looks. People are using AI art in so many ways.
Like what?
like designing new products or making personalized illustrations for websites, even helping artists with those really detailed parts of their work, like textures and backgrounds.
So it's like having a creative assistant.
Exactly. And as AI keeps getting better, we'll see even more ways to use it.
So for someone listening who might be like, whoa, this AI art thing is a lot, what's the one thing you want them to remember?
I think the most important thing is to just be curious and experiment. Don't be afraid to play around with the tools, try different things, and see what you can make.
You might surprise yourself.
You really might. You never know what you'll come up with when you have AI helping you.
It's like a whole universe of creativity just waiting to be discovered.
Yeah, and who knows?
Yeah.
You might even find out you have a hidden talent for art that you didn't even know about.
Well said. This deep dive has given me so much to think about. Before we wrap up, I want to leave everyone with one last thought. Even with all the amazing things AI can do, the human part is still super important.
Absolutely.
You're the one who picks the words, guides the style, and brings your own unique vision to life.
AI is just the tool. It's your creativity and imagination that make the art.
So to everyone listening, go out there, explore AI art experiment, and let your imagination run wild. Who knows what incredible things you'll create?
The future of art is waiting for you.
That's it for our deep dive into AI art styles. We hope you enjoyed it and feel inspired to make something amazing. Until next time, keep exploring and keep diving deep.